have great cameras. Okay, so a lot of you saw the tape. Did anybody think it was a horrible thing what happened? I don't get it. I mean, we have people whose heads are being chopped off because they're Christian and for other reasons in Syria, all over the Middle East. We have people that are being drowned in cages, 50 at a time, in big steel cages. They're being dropped into the waters and lifted up an hour later. And I'm trying to figure out. And then you have Ted Cruz. He should be fired. I say, why? I don't do that. I'm loyal. He did a good job. Now, the girl made statements. Actually, she made some terrible statements because she said that she was, I mean, I could read. Should I read the statement? Should I read it? Does anybody want me to read it? Huh? Yes? I'll just read it quickly. Listen to this. This young woman, reporter, who shouldn't have been where she was, and she grabbed me twice. She said, I was jolted backwards. She wasn't, right? Did anyone disagree? Someone had grabbed me tightly by the arm and yanked me down. Did she go down? Did she even go a little down, like a couple of inches? Did she have any facial expression? If I bring one of these big, strong guys up here, of which we have a lot in this room, that's called Wisconsin, right? Strong. Hey, if I bring a Green Bay Packer up here, and if I give him a whack, he's going to go, ah, and then he'll knock the hell out of you, right? After he recovers from shock. But you know, you have there's no facial expression, no nothing. So she said, this is the exact quote. I was jolted backwards. Someone had grabbed me tightly by the arm and yanked me down. She didn't go down. I almost fell to the ground. She didn't almost fall to the ground, but was able to maintain my balance nonetheless. But I was shaken. Then she goes, campaign managers aren't supposed to try to forcefully throw reporters to the ground. He didn't do that. And they put out a warrant. I mean, what kind of a country are we in to destroy somebody? And what kind of a country are we in when they go to Kasich? What would you do? I would fire him. They go to Ted Cruz. I would fire him. Folks, as your president, you need somebody that's going to be loyal to the country and to yourselves. You need somebody that's going to fight you. Now, if she really did go down, if he did something like that, he would have been fired before she ever got up. Okay? That I can tell you. If she were, like, if this stuff were so, I would have, but I looked at the tape. And I'm trying to figure it out. So all of the people that saw the tape, do we agree with this? Does anybody disagree? Could you stand up if you disagree with me? Because most of you saw it. Not one person in the room. It's a very, very, and that's risky for me to do. You know, when I do that and the whole room stands up, believe me, that's going to be the #1 story on television. Here's the bad news. Because I have a room loaded with people and nobody stood up, it won't even be on television, right, folks? They won't even talk about it. They won't even talk about it. So I want to tell you a little bit about Wisconsin because people don't understand, and I wouldn't have done this except Scott. I've done it twice now. I did it when he got out of the race because, you know, everyone thought he was doing a good job as governor, and then what happened is didn't work out to be so good. And when I gave the numbers, he went from 22 or 24% down to 0, and he quit the race. He was one of the first people to quit. And I wouldn't do this except that he endorsed this guy, Cruz. And Cruz would be a terrible president. Okay. So, but he endorsed Cruz. So let me give you the story on Wisconsin. And by the way, Scott Walker was up to my office about a year ago, handing me a plaque. He regrets that. Because I actually supported him. I gave him a lot of money, like $50,000 or $100,000 for his campaign or something. I gave him a lot. I don't know what it was, but it was a lot in that vicinity. And he came up to my office, gave me a flat pack. We're trying to find it. It's on the bottom of a pile of plaques. I'm pretty sure I can find it. Actually, I got word that they found it. I'll have to show you. But look, I wrote these stats down. I just wrote them down. And these are stats. This is not Donald Trump doing numbers or anything. This is a straight, you know, right out of the book. By the summer of 2015, remember, this is your state that you love, that I love too. I have a lot of friends in Wisconsin. It's an amazing place. By the summer of 2015, Wisconsin was facing a $2.2 billion 2-year budget deficit. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. Total state debt is $45 billion. Went up a lot. That's bad. That's a lot. That's at the higher end. That's really up there. I don't know if you folks know that. 20,000 fewer people in the labor force in Wisconsin than 7 years ago, even though population has grown by 100,000. So you have 20,000 fewer people working, even though population growth has been increased by 100,000. Now, I see this guy in his Harley. He's always on a Harley. I love the bikers. You know the bikers love me? I was saying it. Do you know that? Do we have any bikers in this room? The bikers, right? The bikers love Trump. I went to Hilton Head and a couple of other, there were hundreds and hundreds of bikers. And the Secret Service says, stay away. I said, don't stay away. These are the greatest people. These people are amazing. For some reason, the bikers love me. I'm not a huge biker, I have to be honest with you, okay? I always like the limo better, right? The limo. But the bikers love me. You know why they love me? And I asked a couple of them, why? They say security, military, borders. You're the only guy that's going to do it. Sheriff Joe Arpaio from, as you know, from Arizona, the toughest. He endorsed me. Nobody tougher on the borders than Sheriff Joe. He endorsed me. So many people endorsed me, such great endorsement. Okay, 800,000 food stamp recipients. Middle class hit hard due to job loss of manufacturing, the job loss. Now, both Ted Cruz and your governor and Kasich are trying to approve TPP. Kasich approved NAFTA. He was a congressman. He raised his hand. NAFTA has been a disaster for Wisconsin. It's been a disaster for the whole United States. We have lost so many companies and so many jobs. Wisconsin has lost 15,000 net jobs to Mexico. You know about that, right? Do you feel that? Can you feel it? Right? When I say that, that's a hell of a number. Since NAFTA, 15,000 jobs. 70,000 jobs you've lost to China. 100,000 illegal immigrants living in Wisconsin costing taxpayers $883 million a year. Now, this is out of the books. I mean, you know, $883 million per year. Now, what happened is everybody thought Scott Walker was tough and doing a good job, and, you know, he was fighting people and always fighting. It's better if you can do it without the fighting so much. You know, it's wonderful to fight. Let's fight. But, you know, how many times can you fight? I looked at your Capitol. Every time they're throwing, you're going crazy. Be cooler if you could get better results. How about getting a better result without the fighting? Wouldn't that be nice? It's like in New Hampshire. I spent $2 million and won. Jeb Bush spent $48 million and got beaten badly. Don't you want me as your president? Isn't that true? You know, I mean, I think, right? But Scott Walker was doing really well. He was leading the pack, and I couldn't hit him because I'm a counterpuncher. I cannot do it because I'm actually a nice person. I cannot hit a person first. I've got to let them hit me first. So I was going along, and I was really nice to Scott Walker. And then one of his people, they had a fundraiser, and he was calling me names. Come on to the Scott Walker fundraiser. And I was so happy to hear it. And he called me a really terrible name, said horrible things about me, and they had a fundraiser. And I said, Scott, your people shouldn't say that. They just shouldn't say it. And I did my number. I did basically what I'm doing now, except with much more vigor, okay? And within a matter of weeks, he was gone, because nobody knew that. I'm sure a lot of the people in the audience didn't know these statistics, okay? But they're no good. They're no good. Wisconsin's in the middle of the pack in terms of states from around the area. Wisconsin's not doing well. So he would have been better off if he didn't endorse Ted Cruz, because now I'm just letting out facts that nobody would have even known. I'm telling you, nobody even knows these facts, folks. So winning Wisconsin is very important. On April 5th, you have the date. I hope you'll understand that this is a very important thing, because I have far more delegates than anybody else. Do you ever hear Cruz get up and say, I'm the only one that's proven that I can beat Donald Trump. I beat him here. I won last night on the town hall. He said, we won the state of Utah in a tremendous victory. He didn't say that the same night I won the state of Arizona and got many, many more delegates, right? He didn't say it. He said, I'm the only one. So I think I have 21 or 22 states, and he has, what, 7? But he'll say, I'm the only one. I've proven, and he uses this expression, I've proven time and time again that I can beat Donald Trump. I've killed this guy. I've killed him. I mean, it's really incredible. So, Lion Ted, he's Lion Ted. But here's the thing. It's a very unfair situation, though, because as I said before, getting to the 1237 delegates is, and by the way, Missouri just came in and it was certified I won Missouri. That happened yesterday, Salford. They were actually going over the numbers. He was supposed to win Missouri, so probably they went over the numbers. But he was supposed to win Missouri, so probably when I went, they said, oh, we want a recount. So they had a recount. You know what happened? They found more than 300 more votes for me. So anyway, so I won the state of Missouri, so that's good. And we picked up, I think, an extra 12 or so delegates, which is great. And they're great people. And I thought I'd win there. You know, I was told that I was going to lose there. I was told I was going to lose South Carolina. I won in a landslide. I was told that I wouldn't win in New Hampshire. We won in a landslide. I was told that Nevada would be very, very difficult for me to win. I won in a landslide. And by the way, in the polls, I won all of the Hispanic. I won the Hispanic by a lot, you know, because the Hispanics, they want jobs. They want jobs to come into our country. They're smart. And one poll had me 25% with African Americans, and one of the announcers said, if Trump got 25% with African Americans, this election is over. You might as well not even have it. He wins. And I think I'll do great with African Americans. So we're going to have something special. But really important is next week on Tuesday, the 5th, to get out and to vote. Because a movement is only a movement if the movement ends in greatness, meaning ends in making sure that our country really becomes great again. And we have so much room. When I told you about NATO, when I told you about the United Nations, when I tell you about the waste, fraud, and abuse all over the place, when I tell you these other candidates, they want to knock out your Social Security, they want to knock out your Medicare. You know, Medicare is a program that works. There's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse, but it's a program that works. These people want to knock it out. I want to make our country rich again so that we can have it without knocking it out and without doing anything to it other than running it better. So I just want to say that it's an honor to be here. I love the school. The school is beautiful, and I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for allowing us to use the auditorium. I wish you had a much bigger auditorium so we could take care of all the thousands of people outside, but that'll be next time, right? But go out, do a fantastic job for yourselves, especially the young folks. And just remember this, we have a country that doesn't win anymore. If I'm elected president, we're going to win, win, win. We're going to win so much. I jokingly say, we're going to win so much, you're going to get absolutely sick and tired of it. You're going to say, please, please, Mr. President, we can't stand it. We're winning too much. And I'm going to say, sorry, folks, we're going to keep winning because we're going to make America great again, okay? So I love you all, and go out and do a great job, and good luck with your lives. Good luck with your lives. Thank you. Great school. Thank you. Thank you very much, fellas.